places just looks so abandoned with all the machines off right now. We just came back to grab some items. We are now going to head out to that oil spot, see if we can't clear an area, and then start generating some power. I'll see you over there. I've been setting up for our next oil drilling facility. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more oil rigs that are set up that we'll be pulling into here. 2 pures, I think 2 impures, 1 normal. So we should be able to get a decent amount of power out of that. I am reluctant, however, to build just right here because it is such a pretty place. I almost feel guilty for ripping it down and getting its resources out. I mean, I'm going to do it, but, I'll probably feel bad about it for, the next 20 seconds or so. Well, finally died, which is a bucket of bummer balls. But now I have the privilege of finding my way back up to my death crate. So let's do that. It's a new day, and I have stepped away for a moment from the new oil field because I need to get at least some power back up and running so that I can jumpstart the new field. What I am going to do is, and something I'm realizing I am going to need to do to kind of help future-proof the place, is setting up some sort of an electrical system and breaker system where if we have a failure in one part, we're not going to take down the entire world. I found myself back here at the first oil field to test the power switches, and as I arrived, it became pretty apparent pretty quick that there was an easy optimization I was missing out on, especially now that we had received some upgrades, and that was overclocking this entire oil field and this power factory. I had not done any of that just because when we first built it, I don't think we had very many slugs, but just going to clear out the area for the new power plant, I just collected a ton of them. So I have already dumped about 60 or 70 new slugs into the system, and this is the result. So I actually disconnected it from the rest of the grid just because I still need to do the testing. But even without any of the old power supplies, such as the coal power generators, we are sitting at a 8,000 capacity, which covers even our highest max consumption when we had everything hooked up. And that'll be before we bring on the coal generators back online, so that should put us near, I would say, 10,000 megawatts. I am still moving forward with the other power plant that has the rest of the oil coming in, and we will hook that up online as well. Still the oil field here. I've been experimenting with power switches, and I think I have a bit of an idea of how they work. I am going to extrapolate this out further and then implement a more detailed grid into our entire base. We will start rolling this out now. Been spending some time here at oil field 2, and I've been experimenting a good bit, and I thought I'd show a little bit of what this looks like, my thought process as I put things together. You can kind of see this is a version 1 of what I pictured for my refineries to be making fuel to feed into the fuel generators, but fuel generators are huge, far larger than the refineries. So I have had to test around a little bit. I have 2 refineries just simply for fuel. They are connected together and are going to feed this fluid buffer. These will feed into 4 fuel generators. I can't fit all 4 on the blueprinter and have the pipes connect, so that's why you only see 2. But yeah, that's what this is going to look like. 2 refineries feeding into the buffer, feeding into 4 power plants or fuel generators. They are all connected through a wire up here that is going to string along here. We will end up doing this about 10 more times. And for every 2 that we make, we have to build 1 that's in between because each pipe is going to service 5 refineries. And that will look like this. We've got 5 refineries making fuel. We've got 10 power plants making power from fuel. While I'm over here grabbing some plastic and rubber, I thought I would show also what I was working on earlier at the oil farm one. This is something that I conceptualized based off of those boards that, detective movies or whatever will have, where the pieces of string will connect pictures and information. You could also think back to the Charlie from It's Always Sunny meme as well. It's kind of like that. What I did was I tried to make it line up relative to what the location is here. I'd like to try and fill out this entire wall. That might mean moving some of these around as we build up and get further. I also want to make this wall look cooler. I just need to experiment, and it was a high priority that we get the other power plant up and running. So once we do that, we'll start knocking out some of these smaller projects that we have been neglecting. We are wrapping up here at the oil field 2. I decided to go with a open architecture again, just because I think that it looks better and it has more ability to see the surrounding area. Once it was walled off, I hated how there was just basically this giant box right here amidst all this cool stuff. But just to give you a full rundown of it, we have each of the lines that are in the area pumping crude oil coming through. The red lines are impure, yellow is normal, and green is pure. This orange is also a pure line. I just colored it differently so I could keep track. But each normal line can run 5 refineries at a time as 20 fuel-powered generators. So that's what each group is hooked up with. You can see we have the electricity running all the way through. We have some fluid buffers built in just in case. And then we have all the plastic polymer runoff going up both levels. So you can see that we've got it flowing all the way to the top floor, which is where the rubber and plastic runoff is being created. We'll have 2 making plastic, 1 making rubber, and that should keep our fuel issues in check. As you can see now, we're producing about 22,000 megawatts, and our max consumption ever was only 10, so we really shouldn't have to worry about power for a while. But we are going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you enjoy the build, and I will see you at the next one. Take care. Goodbye.